Although which I'm going to talk about just the brief aspect of her life. There was what I will call a battle, a great war that was so much and to some extent was about to take Igala Kingdom. And that was the time that there was no solution until the Ifa priest, that is the Ohyoga of Ata, had to quickly consult the oracle, and the only solution was that the princess of Igala Kingdom must be buried alive.
Wow.
It was a very difficult decision by her father, who could not even tell her, but the princess herself was someone who was very sensitive and came to the father, was asking what was actually the problem. She continued to ask until someone told her that this was the reason, and this was what the oracle has said that we were able to end the war. She quickly ran to the father and told the father, "Oh, is that what has been bothering you? I am ready." The father asked her, "How did you know?" Again, to cut the whole story short, she agreed to be buried alive. Yes, in this particular spot. Originally, her statue was the one of sitting down, but at a point, she complained that she was tired of sitting down and that let her stand to wash over. This statue is already standing, and it's not just a statue. We see her as a goddess, and that is why people come here to pray. Yes, okay, they come here to pray, make sacrifice, is more or less like a saint. And so, what happened after she was buried? She was buried and she was alive in 14 days. In Igala, 14 is a significant number. I would normally say, Idebiere Ichegwele. That is, if it does not happen after 7 days of the prayer, it must happen on the 14th day. And so, early in the morning, the father was coming here, keeping asking, and she was responding until the 14th day. Okay, they couldn't hear her voice again. But again, what really happened on the day she was buried? Already that time, you can see that the river Niger is just the demarcation between Igala and Edo State.
Yes.
Many people were already across shooting their gun, because that time the Portuguese that were raiding various places were with the king. And so they came with their strong mercenaries, which the rockets they were shooting, and so we were coming down. We had no option, because after a moment they will be able to shoot and to hit the palace. And once the palace is gone, the kingdom is gone. So after she was buried immediately here, those across the river Niger, the warriors from Benin, now saw that Ida was already on fire. In their own thought, they thought that the rocket they were firing had already reached Ida, and Ida was already burning down. Then in that case, if Ida is burning down, no need again to cross and go and find. So they had to go. The next day, they came again, or those that were doing fishing with us, discovered that nothing happened in Ida, that people were going about their normal businesses. Now, what happened like that? That was an imaginary fire from the blood of Inikpi, and this statement or this topic is being treated in the USA by Igala people, the blood of Inikpi. So the blood, immediately she was buried, the blood displayed reddish color, which they saw as fire. Till date, Inikpi festival is still being celebrated to remember the role she played. And like I said, after her burial, the war ended. Till date, Igala and Benin are best of friends. And like I said, to keep remembering and honoring her, people come here occasionally to pray. In fact, she is part of the coronation process of Ata Igala. Every time Ata is returning from the journey, that is the journey when they travel to the land of the ancestors. Apart from this, also, some traditional rulers also come here to make prayers and do some activities. And that is why every year, the celebration of Inikpi Day is done here, not only in Kogi State, not only in Ida, but also by indigenous Igala people in Cuba, those in USA, and those in Brazil, because her sacrifice, her role, her important work done in the kingdom of Igala Kingdom also help them to regain their own strength, because some of them, after they were being taken from here for enslavement, coming to the place again, they became strong, fought their masters, then they became freed as freed people. So before they say that that was from the blood of Inikpi.
So before we leave here, you mentioned about the popular Inikpi festival. When does it hold every year? What day?
Yes, the festival in